It's The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be watching, listening. Fox Sports Radio, iHeartRadio, and FS1. Good to be here. Yeah, it's my birthday. It's no big deal. No reason to mention it to anybody. No big deal. I am having banana cream pie tonight.
You're not actually a huge birthday person.
Not really. No, after you're 11, I think it's time to get over it. But nonetheless, there are people in my life it matters a lot to, and I want to be aware that not everybody sees the world as I do.
Well, that's nice that you do that, because some people who aren't birthday people are really cranky about it, and that makes it not fun for everyone else.
Yeah.
And really, your birthday is about everybody else.
Yes. So it's some people, that's, it's like there are certain things that, I'm not really an award person or a date person in terms, I don't care about that stuff. I'm a day-to-day, work hard, grind, do your stuff. I never liked Christmas as a kid. I liked the presents for about 10 minutes, but I was like, yeah, but all the good TV shows are off. I got out of my normal day and routine and pace, and I'm a
big routine person,
so
but I like to shut it down hard when I do.
All right.
So that's why I'm a big holiday person.
So I want to start this hour with this. So Mike Lombardi used to work at this network. He's a former GM, Belichick guy. I think he works at The Ringer now and writes books and stuff, and he's got podcasts and stuff. And it's interesting. He's always been a big culture guy. Culture over strategy. Culture. And he was ranking the 6 job openings, and he had the Jags 1, the Texans 2, and the Jets 4, and they're all awful cultures. And he said, hey, Jags is 1 because they got Trevor Lawrence. So I think culture is really important too. But those are bad cultures. So what does it mean? The most important thing to do with the Jets and the Jags and the Texans is not a play caller. It's a culture changer. Urban Meyer is easily the most qualified culture changer. Now, I know there's Urban Meyer skeptics. Peter King on my show yesterday.
I would love to interview Urban Meyer for an NFL head coaching vacancy. How are you going to like losing in Jacksonville? And I'm not saying you can't win in Jacksonville. You can. But you will undergo significant days and weeks and maybe months of losing.
Brian Daboll and Eric Bieniemy are great potential play callers and hard workers with experience. They've never changed a culture. But Colin, Sean McVay did not get his job because of his playbook. He walked into the office, and if you've ever met Sean, he just pops. He's so dynamic. Stan Kroenke's like, we're not letting him out of the office. What about Matt Rule? To my point, he's a culture changer. He went to Temple and Baylor, bad football programs. You didn't give Matt Rule the job in Carolina, and I thought he had a very good year despite not winning much. He changes cultures. Because I agree with Mike Lombardi. I think culture over strategy, over play calling. You got to change the culture. The greatest culture changer in the history of college football was Barry Alvarez at Wisconsin. They were a terrible program. They were the pits. Like cold weather, no players. They have been for the last 25 years since he coached and was the athletic director, a top 10 football program. The state still has no high school football stars. Like that's changing the way people view themselves. So Urban Meyer 4 times has not only changed the culture, he's done it overnight. Bowling Green was awful, 2-9, next year 8-3. Utah, I was there, was a mess, 5-6, next year 10-2. Florida was talented, 7-5 to 9-3. The next year they won a national title. Ohio State 6-7 to 12-0. That's just not changing a playbook. That is changing the way young people view themselves, how the program sees itself. You got to have confidence. That's what Urban does. He is a culture changer. Now, by the way, not every coach needs to be a culture changer. Let me give you an example. When Matt LaFleur got the Packers job, you didn't need a culture changer. Packers culture's fine. Packers win all the time. Get Aaron Rodgers. You didn't need to change the Packers culture. What you needed to do, you needed a tweaker. You needed somebody that could get in there, Matt LaFleur, and kind of connect progressively, young, good-looking, smart guy with a young, good-looking, smart quarterback. Just kind of tweak it. Just kind of tweak it a little bit. Kind of refine it. Push Aaron a little bit. Make Aaron just a little bit uncomfortable. You didn't need an overhaul. Green Bay didn't need a culture changer. By the way, I don't think the Chargers need necessarily a culture changer. They may just need a play caller. They led in most of their games this year. Competing and leading was never a problem. Holding the lead was. They may just need just a play caller. Get leads, figure out how to get first downs. That was their issue late. So I get, and Urban's not a fit for everybody. He would be, I'll give you an example. I don't think Urban Meyer would be a great fit with Aaron Rodgers if he wouldn't have gone to Green Bay. He's too big. He's too powerful. I mean, he comes in there and just blows through the door. He may have been too much. I'd say the same for Sean McVay. Sean McVay's system and style, Aaron would have been, whoa. I'm good here. I got Super Bowls. The Rams, post Jeff Fisher, needed somebody to blow through the doors, change the playbook, change the practice schedule, change the way they viewed themselves. So I'm not saying Urban's perfect for everybody. Jets, Texans, Jags, yeah. You need to blow through the doors, change the way everybody in the room views themselves. So I was thinking about this morning. There's a story out that the Miami Dolphins, they're good with Tua. Listen, it's early. Let's not go crazy town. He won some games, had some nice plays. But this morning, I looked at the 14 teams in the playoffs. And the 9 teams who you'd kind of think should be favored to win games this weekend. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Steelers, the Titans, the Ravens, the Packers, the Saints, the Seahawks, Buccaneers. What do they have in common? 9 of the 14 teams. Those are all A's. Bruce Arians may be an A- to a B+. McDermott, Tomlin, Harbaugh, Vrabel, Reed, Matt LaFleur, Sean Payton, Bruce Arians, Pete Carroll. Those are A coaches. Arians maybe A-, little risk-it biscuit thing. And the quarterbacks, don't you dare scoff at Ryan Tannehill. Since he started last year, week 7, he's a Pro Bowler. He's an A quarterback. Josh Allen, Ben Lamar, Ryan, Patrick, Rodgers, Breeze, Brady, Wilson. Those are A quarterbacks. Now, you can argue some of those quarterbacks, like Big Ben, it looked like a B+, a B for some of the year. But if you combine the coach and quarterback, your average is at lowest, because Brady had an A+ year. A to an A+ year. Arians maybe had a B+ year. They all average A-. They're all teams we think could win in the playoffs. Then there's the Browns, Colts, Washington football team, Rams, backup quarterback, Bears. We don't feel that way. So here's my issue. Brian Flores appears to be an A. It's early, but I'll give him that. Tua right now looks C-. The problem is his ceiling looks like C+. He's small. He is not hyper athletic. His arm strength is okay. Now, I'll give you an example. It's not about winning games. When Josh Allen from Wyoming came to the NFL first year, he really struggled. It was some ugliness. But we went this morning and found his 13-minute highlight film of his rookie year. It is a bunch of whoa followed by a bunch of wow. Out at 6'6", outrunning people to the end zone, running over people, jumping over people, 65-yard post routes on a dime. His ceiling, you couldn't see it. The house had no roof. He looked insane. He was just inconsistent. But you could see the A. He just had a lot of D. So the average was about C, C-. If you went and found Tua's 13-minute highlight film as a rookie, there'd be about 4 minutes of it. And then at the 4-minute mark, Ryan Fitzpatrick would come in on that tape and finish it out. That's the problem. Is that if Flores is an A, Tua could be a B+, A-, and get you into that A-, needed average coach quarterback that we see as a Super Bowl team. But if your ceiling looks like a C+, even if Flores is an A+, I'm not saying you can't win games. I'm not saying you can't occasionally win a division. But if you're in a division with Josh Allen, that's